everyone, how are you today? Are you ready to laugh? Yes. Well, today we have a very special performer for you from Hollywood. He's appeared on The Tonight Show, America's Got Talent, Let's Make a Deal, at the Comedy Store and the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, as well as military bases around the world. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Perry Kurtz.
That's it? That's all we're getting? That's all? Come on, you can do better. Let me hear it. Come on. I put on my baked potato suit for you guys. Well, welcome to the show. My name is Pedro Kurtz. I'm going to be your entertainment for a little while. I want you to know this is an interactive show. You guys are the reason I'm here, and you are part of my show. So I'm not going to be talking just to you. Hopefully I'm going to be talking with you. So I want to get started by finding out a little bit about you, and I need you to respond, but I don't want you to have to raise your hand or even applaud. If your answer is yes, I want you to go, ee-haw. See, women like it already because women just like to make noise. So on the count of three, we're going to do a practice. Everybody go ee-haw as hard and as long as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, he doesn't need oxygen. He got enough on that one. All right, good. Remember, your answer is yes. Go ee-haw. First question. How many people are seeing me today for the first time? Okay. How many have never seen me before? Okay, I confused a couple people. We'll simplify it. How many people are here? How many don't know where you are? And the big one, how many really don't care at this point? All right, she doesn't care, you don't care. All right, this is what I'm looking for. All right, the honest ones, good. Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, my name is Perry Kurtz, and that is Perry like as in Perry Como, Perry Mason, Perry Ellis without the money. There's also a color called Periwinkle, and my mother uses a medication called Perianal Cream. I don't know why she needs to tell me that every time I call her. Also, there's a very famous pop singer by the name of Katy Perry. I don't know if you've heard of her, only she's a woman. I am a man. Don't make me prove that. I proved it last week. She said, "Oh, you're Jewish." All right, just want to see how many people are going to get that joke. So 4 of you. All right, I'll explain it to you afterwards. So my name is Perry. I'm originally from Philadelphia. Anybody ever heard of Philadelphia? Yeah. All right, anybody from Philadelphia? No, just trying to get a ride home. You're a neighbor of mine? From where?
New York City.
New York, 93 miles away. I've been there. Say the word W-A-L-K. You're going out for a... No, I want him to say it. Walk. There we go. They said walk.
W-A-W-K.
Right, there's it. Yeah, W-A-W-K. That's right. See, people in New York, the whole East Coast, they have a different way of talking. We talk. We don't talk. Right. We turn on the light. We don't turn it on. We go for a walk, not a walk. A walk is something you cook Chinese food in. And I'm from Philadelphia. Philadelphia is one of the original cities, one of the first cities in the country. They consider it very advanced, very forward-thinking. Yet, they're so forward-thinking, why haven't they fixed the Liberty Bell?
Yeah.
Hundreds of years, still got a big crack in it. They put it in a building. They could have put some tape over that thing. But that's where my mother is from. My mother is 85 years old, and I think she has dementia. I'm not sure. Do we have anybody here with dementia? I just want to find out if I can start over again in 10 minutes. Because that's the way it is with her. The first 5 minutes of the call is horrible. I called her up a couple weeks ago. Hi, Mom. Who's this? This is Perry. Perry. I have a son named Perry. Yeah, Mom, this is your son. This is Perry. Oh. But who's calling? Mom, this is Perry. I'm your son. Yeah, I get that, but is Perry there? No, Mom, this is Perry. I'm calling you right now. Okay. Who's calling? Mom, this is Perry. I have a brother named Victor. You know Victor too? So now I skip right past that. I go right to, did you eat today? And she goes, let me go look in the sink. So that's important. Let's face it, when you get older, you forget things. I get up sometimes, I forget to eat. Try to eat every day. It's really important. It helps you to stay alive, and that's the most important thing. You're here because you wanted to be here. That's the bottom line. If the brain walks, the body will follow. So you want to keep your brain working. Talk to people. Get out of your room. Don't just lay around and look at the boob tube. It was called the boob tube because the more you watch, the less your brain works. So get out. Now, I talk to my mother every day. I call her once a day. I also have a younger brother there. And I moved out to California in '79 and came down to LA in '89. And in 1990, I met the woman I married, and I have been married now for 25 years in a row. Yeah, see, I say in a row, right, because in LA, marriages don't usually last. And we met online, computer dating, but in those days, we didn't have pictures. We didn't even have colored letters. You had black and white letters that were made of dots. And it was so slow that when you would type a word, the letters would build themselves dot by dot. So I typed my name, I wrote Perry, and I went, doot, 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 doot. That was the P alone. By the time my name finished printing on the screen, my wife made a sandwich, ate it, and digested it. So we talked online. She called me. We went out for a while, went out for about a couple months, and then she says, hey, why don't you come out to my house? So I drove out to her house. She lived out in Van Nuys. I was in Playa del Rey. I go out there. There's a guy sitting on the couch. There's a baby crawling on the floor. And there's a 5-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl in the corner playing with blocks. So, of course, I asked, honey, who are these people? And she goes, oh, I guess I forgot to tell you. I have children. And I'm standing there looking at the 2 doors trying to figure out which is the fastest way to get out of the house. Well, you know the saying, you don't want to get involved with somebody that has baggage? My wife owns Samsonite. But the kids were cute, they were smart, they didn't look anything like me, so we all moved in together. And we were living together for about 1.5 years, and I realized that my kids never knew their father. So I figured I would be the father because I'm a good guy. I don't drink. I haven't had alcohol since 1974. And that's a whole other story, although I guess we can get into that. Yeah, I stopped drinking in 1974. As I said, I live in Philadelphia. And during the summer, to party, we would go to Atlantic City. This is before the casinos were there. And that's when they had the song, Under the Boardwalk, We Be Falling. I was part of that era. I was caught under the boardwalk many, many times. Well, I would go down there during the summer to meet people, and I was in a bar drinking double shots of Southern Comfort chased with a Coke No Ice. Now, that's how I became diabetic. I love sweets. Now I'm diabetic, but I drank double shots, 2 of them. And a trucker comes in and sits there and goes, man, a little guy like you drinking all that, think you can drink more, little man? And I said, yeah, if you're buying. He bought me 6 more double shots of Southern Comfort. Yeah, that's 3/4 of a bottle. I turned into liquid mercury and slowly slid off the stool until I was face down on the floor. And I'm laying there saying the same thing every drunk man says. I'm really drunk now. It should be easy to pick up a woman. Why is it guys get drunk and they think that they're extra sexy because they can mumble and drool at the same time? You ever walk past one, they go, hey, come here. I'm sorry. Well, I was laying there on the floor. He left. I got up and I said, I'm going across the street. I'm going to do some dancing. So I walked out of the club, walked across the street. I did one of the things where the drunks do when they start to fall down and they stabilize against an invisible wall. Have you seen that? It looks like it. And it works somehow. They get stable. I go into the bar and I'm talking to women, but I understood that they couldn't understand me because I couldn't understand me. I was basically going, well, I wound up getting depressed. I was really upset. I wound up in the corner talking to a little girl who had really big hair. It was teased up and it was like square on the top. And she was just staring at me, but she wasn't giving me the finger, and she wasn't trying to get away, so I thought I was doing good. After about 10 minutes, I realized that she was just not going to respond. She was just looking at me. I walked out of the bar, walked across the street, and I was standing on the end of a dock, looking down at the cold Atlantic Ocean, watching the waves, crying, "Nobody loves me. I don't want to go on anymore. I'm going to end it right now. I'm going to kill myself." And I stepped off the dock. What I didn't see was sticking out 6 feet down was another dock. I fell down, smashed my head on a pipe, woke up the next morning in jail. I had climbed 2 10-foot chain link fences to get to the dock while I was drunk. And it was a Coast Guard dock. It was $1,000 fine for trespassing. That'd be like $20,000 now. When a friend picks me up, we're in the car, I got a bump on the side of my head the size of a baseball. And I said, "Man, I was really messed up last night." He says, "Yeah, you were total." I said, "The last thing I remember, I was in the corner talking to a girl with big hair." He goes, "Girl with big hair? You were on your knees talking to a bar stool." So I do not drink anymore. So because I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I've never smoked cigarettes, I figured I would be a good father to these 3 kids. So one night at dinner, I gave everybody a little gold ring, put it on their fingers, and I said, "I'd like to ask the 4 of you to marry me." And they all looked at each other, and my son, who is now 7 years old, goes, "Yeah, I guess so. Can we just have dinner?" Because boys are so romantic. We wound up getting married at City Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Yeah, this room is nicer than City Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Now again, by EHAS, how many people here had a nice wedding? Nice wedding. Anybody have a nice wedding? Okay. We didn't have any friends. We were there in jeans and t-shirts. And I go down, I walk up to the counter, I said to the guy, "Hi, we'd like to get married." He goes, "Oh yeah, you'd like to get married." I said, "No, we'd like to get married." He goes, "Yeah, you get married." I said, "No, we want to get married." He goes, "Yeah, we marry you." I said, "No, we want to get married." He goes, "Oh, okay, you have a seat, we call you when we ready." I said, "All right, we wait over there, when you're ready, you call us." So we're sitting there waiting, the kids are running around. All of a sudden we hear, "Sarah and Perry, please come in." We walk in, it's the same guy wearing a judge's robe. Only now, he's speaking perfect English. The accent had gone out the window while we were waiting, like he took the Rosetta Stone. And he starts reading and he gets to the end, he goes, "Now, Sarah, do you take Perry to be your lawfully wedded husband?" She goes, "I do." And he goes, "Perry, do you take these people to be your family?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess so, I'm here, right?" Not the smartest thing to do, guys. See, women remember everything. They remember every stupid thing that we do forever. You women never forget. And you save it, you know just when to throw it back in our face when we do something else stupid, which I hear is every 12 and a half hours. So we got married, and we went on the road. I had a paying gig out of town. When you're in show business and you're getting paid, it's called a gig. So we went on the road for our honeymoon, and we spent our honeymoon in Barstow. Barstow, does it get better than that? Forget Vegas. We didn't even get to Laughlin. We're in Barstow, and Barstow is a small town. It's a loop. You pull in, it's like this. There's a sign that says, "Welcome to, thank you for coming." And there's a lot of inbreeding in Barstow. We met people who were their own parents. We actually had more teeth than everybody in the town put together. And then after that, we went on the road and we moved out to the south. My wife is originally from South Carolina, She has a southern accent. Anybody here from the South? Right there, where are you from, ma'am?
Virginia.
Virginia. All right, that's still part of Earth. I'm talking to deep South.
The best part.
Yeah, Virginia's very nice. I've been there. Richmond's beautiful. Beautiful area. I'm talking South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. Oh, you from there? Where are you from? Mississippi. Say it again?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. All right, very good. You still speak English. I appreciate that. But my wife's got a horrible southern drawl. She talks like this. How are you? What you doing? What's up? That's it. People in the South like to talk, and they take their time. They walk slow, they talk slow, they drive slow, because they know they're in hell and they're probably never getting out. You got out. Congratulations. So he lived across the street from my wife's father, Jimmy, a good old boy, 6'5", and he had a barbecue on his back property. He had the whole neighborhood there. Everybody in town was there, 687 people. And he calls them all together, and he calls me over and says, "Hey everybody, come here, man. Hey man, come here. I want you to meet my son-in-law. This is Perry. He's a real Jew boy." And they're all going like this. Like they never saw one before. So I just tried to walk around. "Hi, how you doing?" And I had one tall guy actually was looking at the top of my head. I said, "What are you looking for?" He says, "Horns." I said, "Come on, grow up. It's way past that." But I am a Jew. I'm not a good Jew. I'm a bad Jew. I love bacon. Love bacon. I think it's my favorite food in the world. Because you put it on everything now. They're putting it on ice cream. It is. It's the other white meat, as they say. Do we have any Jews here? If you're Jewish, just hold up your jewelry. Any Jews? Just me. Okay. That's okay. I did a show in Downey. 187 people in a cafeteria, all eating during the show. And that's a bad time to do comedy, when people are eating, because they tend to choke. And I said, "Any Jews here?" And everybody in the room went at the same time. And I said, "Let me guess, any Germans?" And they all went. And I said, "Well, I got nothing against Germany. I drive a Volkswagen. In fact, when I bought my car, I turned it on, and the voice came out of the radio and went, 'I know nothing!' And then gas came out of the vents." That got a laugh out of them. So we live down there. Now I travel all over. And this is what I do. I've never had a day job since 1974. And, the reason I stopped drinking was because I tried to kill myself. Since then, not one drink, no alcohol ever. And that was also the same year I became a comedian. So I've been doing stand-up comedy for 41 years, never had a day job. And about 5 years ago, I decided to get out and entertain people that are not going to come to the comedy clubs. You guys are not getting out that much, right? Anybody here still driving? 1, 2 people, 3, 4. All right. Do you ever take them out, give them rides? Your friends? No? You should. You should get out. Like I said, this is what I do, and I travel all the time. And I love my life. And I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm 64 years old, so I'm not necessarily just here to entertain you. I'm also looking for a place to live. And my big question is, how's the food? Great? All right, then I'm looking for a place. Sharon, I will need an application before I leave.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking for a place with good food. That's so important. I'm living all the way out in the valley. Yesterday it was 110 out there. Yeah, I actually heard a fire plug ask for a dog. Thank you for getting that joke. See, that's the weird thing about comedy. Sometimes a joke will get a laugh here, and then it'll laugh there, and it'll make a big circle. But I've been very fortunate in my 41 years in comedy. I've gotten to work with a lot of greats. I got to work with Richard Pryor, 2 of my best friends. One of them was Rodney Dangerfield. I met him back in '87, worked with him many, many times. And one of my best friends I met in 1984 was Uncle Milty, Milton Berle. You remember Milton? Sweetest man you could ever imagine, and he had giant hands, gigantic hands. He would shake my hand, and my hand would disappear in there. But boy, could he drink. And he could hold his liquor. He would just chug it, and he was fine. And he would just jump up on stage. 93 years old, he was up there. He was just barreling along. He was great. Also worked with Robin Williams a lot back in '79. Him and I did a lot of improv together. So when he passed last year, it was very frightening for me. I got 67 phone calls and 38 texts, and everybody said the same thing. Are you okay? So I just wrote back, well, I ain't dead yet. And that's the key to life. We're not dead yet. You're here because you wanted to be here. The bottom line is keep going. Never give up. Once you give up, your body stops. And it's all up here in the head. Keep your brain working. Get out of your room. Talk to people. Play games. How many people here play bingo? Good, almost everybody. Great. Bingo is a good game for you because it works 3 parts of the brain. Number 1, you have to turn up your hearing aid so you can hear what they're saying. Number 2, you got to fix your bifocals so you can see the number on the board. And number 3, you have to try and get your hand on the board with the chip without knocking the rest of them off. Now, I have a spasm with my left hand when I hold something light like a pen or pencil or a knife or fork. My hand shakes like this. And then I did not know this was coming. One day I was having dinner with my daughter. We're in a restaurant eating macaroni and cheese, and I go like this, and the macaroni and cheese flies off the fork, hits a picture on the wall, and slides all the way down to the floor. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is to be kicked out of Denny's? So they have a device now. If your hand shakes, you put your knife or fork or whatever it is in the device, and if your hand shakes, it stays steady. So you don't have to worry about stabbing yourself in the face anymore. So I'm glad they came up with that. But right now, I got to get the jacket off. Now, I know there's a lot of ladies here. I don't want you to get too excited. I'm going to, as they say, take it off. So please, don't rush this area. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's as far as I'm going, ladies. Put your dollar bills away. So, as I said, I was in Denny's that time when that happened. And I was there with my favorite person in the world. As I said, we raised 3 kids. They're now 30, 31, 29, and 25. All very successful. None of them drink any alcohol. None of them smoke cigarettes. None of them do drugs. None of them have ever been arrested. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of my kids. They turned out to be very successful. But about 11 years ago, my wife took me to the bedroom and gave me the shock of my life. I walk in there and I go, what's up? She says, sit down. So I said, what did I do this time? She said, you did good. I said, really? What? She says, I'm pregnant. I looked at her and I said, any idea who the father is? She didn't find that funny. She goes, you're the guy. I go, I'm 53 years old. I didn't think I had anything inside me except dust. She said, well, it's your baby. I said, all right, and I just sat there, and she walked out of the room. And I heard my brain telling me, get ready, you're going to have a kid, get ready for this. And I said, okay. And I watched my wife grow. I watched her get bigger and bigger. She gained 110 pounds. When she gave birth, she weighed 260 pounds. Yeah, she was very round. She was so round that if you pushed her sideways, she would roll back to a standing position. No, just one child, one beautiful baby, came out 5 weeks early. My wife's having horrible pain, took her to the hospital. The doctor said, Mr. Kurtz, we've got 20 minutes to get the baby out of your wife or she's going to die. And I looked at him and I said, can you give me 30 minutes to think about that? And he said, what are you, a comedian? Well, yes, I am. He goes, well, it's going to be a cesarean section. If you want to come in, you can watch. I said, really? I said, okay. So I'm waiting. All of a sudden, they call me in. I go in, the doctor's got her on the table, and he had cut her stomach open. And he's got both hands inside of her stomach, and he's pulling stuff out like you lost a watch in a drawer. I mean, there was no money. He's just like, dropping that back in. Meanwhile, he's talking to the nurses about renting cars to go to Las Vegas. You went to Vegas? Who'd you use? Avis? No, don't use it. Use Enterprise. Here, take, I got a card in my wallet. Take it. And I go, excuse me, do you know what you're doing? He goes, of course I do. Have you done this before? He goes, this isn't my first rodeo. I said, how many times have you done this? He goes, 3 or 4. I said, 3 or 4? He says, 1,000. I said, is my daughter in there? He goes, we'll find her. Finally takes her out. hands her to me, and she was this big. Now, those of you with children, I'm sure you remember when you saw your first baby. There's nothing like that sight. Nothing is beautiful. It's more beautiful than the best sunset, than the best sunrise, better than a million roses. It's better than a pile of cash. And I looked at my baby and I started to cry. I can't believe I have a baby. Oh my God, she's got my weird ears. So pretty. And he said, you want to cut the cord? I said, excuse me? He said, the umbilical cord. And I looked at him, I said, you're going to give me scissors? So I put her on a little table, and I go to cut the cord, but the cord was not like this. It wasn't soft, it didn't cut. It was like steel. I go to cut it, and it's popping out of the scissors. So I'm chasing her umbilical cord around her stomach. I turn around, they're hysterical. Doctors and nurses are high-fiving, they're laughing. Finally, one of them comes over, we do that to everybody here, I'll hold it for you. Took her home, we named her Bella, and now my little baby's grown up. And I remember when she was home, I guess it was about 2 weeks, she was in the bassinet, and I walked through the bedroom in the middle of the night, coming from the bathroom, and I hear, "Rrr." And I jumped because I thought the devil was in my apartment. You ever hear the devil on TV? He's always like, I am Lucifer, I'm the devil. Rrr. I think they should change it. I think they should make it the devil look and sound like Ethel Merman. Comes out dancing in a pink jumpsuit. There's no business like soul business. I think it'd be more interesting. So I keep walking. I hear it again. And a smell hit me, and my eyelashes and eyebrows burst into flames. I couldn't breathe. I fell to the floor. I crawled into bed and I said to my wife, honey, what was that horrible smell that just came out of the baby? She goes, oh, that's from the baby food. We give it to them before they go to sleep and it gets the gas out. I go, you could have warned me. She goes, yeah, whatever. She goes to sleep. So I figured I'd get even. A couple nights later, before I went to bed, I ate some baby food. And I waited about 30 minutes till my stomach was going, roar. I crawled into bed, I woke my wife up and said, honey, pull my finger. She pulled my finger and goes, oh my God, what's that horrible smell? I looked at her and said, baby food. Good night, honey. So now my little baby's grown up, she's 10 years old, and I think she's pretty because everybody comes up and they say the same thing women do. Your daughter is so pretty, your wife must be stunning. Do I get some credit for being there? But I know she's beautiful and people never believe me, so I brought a picture. Oh, not enough light? Yeah, it's all backlight. I'll try. Here, everybody go outside so you can see it there. All right, I'll pass it around. Well, I'll show it to you later. But she is pretty, and she does stand-up comedy with me. Sometimes she does these shows. She got 3 jokes. Wrote her first joke at 6 years old. Why did the chicken cross the road? He was tired of being cooped up. At 8 years old, why was the skeleton afraid to cross the road? He had no guts. At 9 years old, why did the rooster cross the road? The chicken was on vacation. So now she's grown up to be a great little young lady. We were out the other night, Monday night, we were at Denny's having dinner. We like to go there because we get our own booth. We can sit there for an hour and a half and talk. Because her mother and I have been separated now for 5 years, so I only see her once every couple of weeks. But she's smart, and she doesn't take anything from anybody. She's sitting there, she said, Dad, I think I'm going to go to the bathroom. I said, you're going to get up or you're going to do it here? And she leans over and says, Dad, you're the one wearing diapers. How do you argue with that? And that's the bottom line. I admit it, 9 years ago I had my hip replaced. Any hip replacements? Just me? All right, well, I had my hip replaced. While they were in there, they hit a nerve, and things change. Because when you start out as a baby, you're wearing diapers. And then when you get older, you're wearing diapers. So I have on plastic pants right now. I'm not ashamed of it. Personally, I like it. It's a comfort feeling because I never have to rush out of the room. You know, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I can, wait a minute. I can just go. That's the best part, so I like that. So I'm still alive, and you guys should be too. And here's something I want to find out. Do we have anybody out there who had a birthday in July, August, or the month of September? Anybody? Right there. When was your birthday? August 2nd. And what is your name? Ann. Nice to meet you, Ann. How old did you turn on August 2nd?
My Aunt Lisa, a woman who tolerates and tell anything.
All right, good. What are you doing later tonight then? No, be proud of your age. What did I have in mind? Anything you can stay awake through.
I'll tell you, I'm 90.
90. Thank you so much. And you see how fast you get? She was funny, she was quick, and she was honest. And that's important. Be proud of your ages because you made it. Think of all the people that were younger than you, that you went to school with, that you used to know, that didn't get here. Be proud of your age. Be proud of your birthday. I had a lady who said, who's got a birthday? She stands up in a walker. She's this tall, and she says, I'm 107 and I can still kick it. I said, you're in a walker. You shouldn't be kicking anything. You're going to break your hips. She said, I did my hips. I'm working on my knees now. So be proud of whatever age you are. Now, Ann, where are you from originally? And how long you been back in LA? All right. Well, you speak very well for Virginia. You came back to Spawn. How many did you pop out?
3.
Congratulations. Did they ever come visit you? Good, good, good. Well, happy birthday to you. Anybody else with a birthday past couple months? All right, got one right here. You're the closest. June 10th. And what is your name? Monica. They named the city after you, Santa Monica. You must be very powerful. Yes, I love that. Yes, I am. Very good. And your brain works good. That's important. And how old did you turn? Born in 34. So that's 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94, 104, 50. So you're 81. That sound right? Anybody? They're great. I'm 64 years old. I'm still counting on my fingers. Well, congratulations, because you made it. That's important. Like my mom, when I told her it was her birthday, she actually said, whose birthday? I said, no, Mom, today's your birthday. She goes, get out of town. I said, no, really, it's your birthday. How old am I? I said, you're 85. She goes, nah, I just turned 70. I said, you lost something. She said, I lost 20 years somewhere. I don't know where they are. Well, congratulations. You over here on the end, you had a birthday too? When was yours? August 21st. And how old did you turn? 88. Very good. And you got the answer out quickly. Where are you from originally? Niagara Falls. Slowly I turned. Anybody remember that joke? Slowly I turned. It's an old, your show shows, goes way back. Well, congratulations. Do we have anybody in their 90s, 95, near 100? Over there, how old are you, dear? 93 and a half. I love the way you said and a half. That's great. That means she's looking forward to 94. See, that's the thing. When you're little, you want to be older. You ever talk to a little kid? How old are you? I'm 10 and a half. How old are you? 9 3/4. Then when you hit 40, you want to be less. I'm almost 40. I'm going to be 50. I'm going to be 60. But see, that's part of aging. We get nervous when we get older. And the bottom line is it's not easy. Remember when you were younger and you used to take a shower and your body was slim and you would take a shower and to wash the soap off, all you had to do was put your arms up and it would wash the soap right off you? Then you hit 40 years old and gravity starts pulling parts down. Now to wash the soap off, you have to lift things out of the way. I did that. I found a watch under my stomach. Yeah, not easy being older. And honestly, I'm tired of being called a senior. I think we should be called vintage. Because vintage means you've been around for a while, you've been knocked down, you've been fixed up, you're still working, and you have value. And we have got a lot of value. We have got knowledge. The kids these days are smarter than any generation. You know why? Because they got our brains and we taught them our knowledge. We gave them our wisdom. But unfortunately, some of them don't know how to communicate. You ever see a kid walking down the street? They'll look exactly the same way. They're all on their phones. I went past a restaurant. There was a table, a round table, 10 people sitting there, all elbow to elbow, all on their phones, texting. And I stood there for a while and watched, and one guy goes, and he texts, and then a guy on the other end table starts laughing. He goes, and he texts, and then the lady over here starts laughing. And they don't talk to each other anymore. Isn't it easier just to say hello than go? I hate that too. I did an Elks Lodge, and I was in the back, and I had my phone. I was making a list of the executives so I could roast them. And the lady says, "Look at that guy. He looks like a kid," because I was on my phone. And they don't say "you're welcome" anymore. Remember that? 2 words.
Yeah.
You call somebody up, you say "thank you." They used to say "welcome." Now you say "thank you," and they go, "uh-huh."
Or no problem.
"Thank you, no problem." "Thank you, yep." So you know what I do? I have fun with them. I keep saying "thank you" over and over until I get a "you're welcome." "Thank you, yep." "Thank you, uh-huh." "Thank you, okay." "Thank you, no problem." "Thank you, you're welcome." "Okay, goodbye, thank you."
Or they say you're welcome?
Yeah,
Question mark.
right. You know, but that's the thing, you know, you got to keep going, and it's not easy. Remember when you first got your dentures? First 6 months you had your false teeth? You leave the house one morning, you're driving, you're 30 minutes away. Suddenly you remember you forgot to put your teeth in. You can't go back, you have to talk to people all day like this. "How are you?" "I'm alright, I got bad breath." Our hair goes, I'm happy, I've got all my hair. I don't know if you can see that. I have no bald spots, I got all my hair. And I always have tall guys tell me that I have too much hair. I go, "Why, do you want some?" And it turns out all the tall guys that say that have got a little bald spot on the top of their head that nobody can see. One guy said to me, "Do you darken your hair?" I said, "Yeah, I darkened it, and then I sprayed the gray back in there." My mother still has the same red hair that she had when she was born. Same color, and she says it's natural. I'm sure it is. And then her eyes go, bifocals, hearing aids, diapers. I got my hip replaced. Sometimes I wear my special diabetic shoes. Anybody have those? I'm looking around. You know, most of you people might be a pair over there, look like some. I'm wearing these. These are my summer shoes. Bright colors, much more comfortable. And I wore this because it's still summertime. You think summer's ever going to end out here? October, maybe. Yeah, people are going to be going out for Halloween in bathing suits. I don't know. Well, I'm just glad you guys came down. I really appreciate it. I think it's time for us to do something here to get everybody awake. Those that are sleeping may actually wake that guy over there holding the newspaper. He's been asleep for a while. And she's out. But that's right. I've had people in the back of the room snoring. You ever heard them when they snore and they sort of wake up? You ever do this? You hear them, they go. And they wake up and they look around and they go right back to sleep. You ever do that where you're sleeping, you wake up, you go, "What was that noise?" And you realize there's nobody there except you. I've done that. All right, let's do a little singing. Let's start out with "When the Saints Go Marching In." Everybody remember this? 2 parts, you can jump on any part. Oh, when the saints go marching in, go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Do, 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 do. I wanna be in that number when the saints go marching in. Wow, very good. And he was doing harmony over there. Very good. You guys are, you know what? You guys sing so good, I'm going to get a bus. We're going to go on tour. We'll travel the country singing. It'll be the Geezer Tour. Yeah. Where did that word come from? Geezer? I don't know. It's such a strange word. You know, what's a geese? I don't know. An old person. Well, there's no old people here. We're all young at heart, right? Hey, you're all here. Think of all those that didn't make it. Yeah, and I know I'm close. Because the other night I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I hear, "Boo!" I open my eyes, there's the Grim Reaper standing over my bed. He looks at me and goes, "Darn it, now I gotta come back."
And you're not aging, you're ripening.
Right. Well, you ever have what they call a senior moment?
Yeah.
A lady told me last week it's intellectual overload. That's what that is. We have too much information. We're not losing it. We just got too much coming through at once. Here's a couple jokes that I like to call vintage jokes. A couple comes walking out of a restaurant. As they walk past the wishing well, the husband throws a quarter in and makes a wish. The wife throws a quarter in, falls in, and drowns. The husband goes, "Wow, it worked." Gentleman says to his friend, "My wife's an angel." The other one goes, "Really? Mine's still alive." Couple's driving along on the highway, they get pulled over. Cop stops them, the cop walks up to them and leans to the gentleman and says, "Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?" He goes, "'Cause you're a jerk." Cop says, "Sir, you really don't have to be abusive. Do you know why I pulled you over?" He goes, "I don't know why." He goes, "You were doing 60 miles an hour into 35. He goes, "I was not. I was doing 30. And the wife chimes in, "He was doing 100 earlier." And the husband looks at the wife, she goes, "You stay out of this." She goes, "You stay out of it." He goes, "Shut up." Wife goes, "Shut up." And the cop leans in and goes, "Do you two always argue like this?" She goes, "Only when he's drunk." Yeah, that ended that real quick. Okay, out of the car. What did I do? We'll tell you later. You don't remember now. All right, let's do a song that goes way back to childhood. Row, row, row your boat. All right, same thing, two-parter, so you can jump on the first or second part. It's called a round robin. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Keep going. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. All right, you guys kept it going. That was great. You did it, and you did it unassisted. Thank you for getting that joke. I can't do that for the young people. They have no clue. You did great. All right, well, now we're going to do another old song. And for this one, I'm going to pull out my axe. In show business, when you play an instrument, it's called an axe. So I'm going to get that out of my back. You ever seen one of these before? These are called keytars because it's a combination of a keyboard and a guitar. I bought this one 25 years ago in a Ralph's Market. Have you ever looked above the freezer section? There's all kinds of stuff up there you had no idea you needed. And this was $50, so I bought it. Best thing is it plays by itself. Let's see if it's on. When you're done with the song, you just go. Ain't that cool? You got a whole band. You don't have to pay it. You don't have to buy a drink. All you got to do is stick a couple batteries in it once in a while, and it's happy. And it plays for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a song that everybody seems to really love, and it's called Zippity Doo Dah. Say, oh yes, I love this song. People love this so much I can leave the room and people will keep on singing. So you all know the lyrics. Here we go. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine and he's coming my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's what? Everything is satisfaction. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Very nice. You guys are good. You guys are great. This is great singers, good voices. some harmony, and you in the blue, you love to sing. Do you dance too?
I used to.
Were you an entertainer? Were you one of the Rockettes?
No.
Okay. That's a trick question. What did you used to do?
Well, I was in a choir.
All right, yeah, because you got the voice for it. You definitely can sing. That's great. Yeah, that's great. Singing's good for you. You know, do you guys ever do karaoke down here?
No.
No? Would you do that if they brought somebody down and you could pick up your song and just get up and sing? No? All right, just thought I'd ask because I got friends that do that. I'd even come down for you. All right, well, now we're going to wrap up. I'm going to do a song called Louie Louie. Now, nobody knows the real lyrics of the song because when they sang it, they were really, really drunk. So I'm going to create the song right here. And remember, your part is going to be simple. You're going to sing, Louie Louie, oh, baby, we got to go now. I said, oh, Louie Louie, oh, baby, we got to go now. Is it ringing any bells with you? You remember the song? All right, well, that's your part. Here we go, and let's see what happens. That's right. I'm going to start out my song. I'm going to do some rap. A lot of people say I'm too old for me to do that. Well, I do this, and it's been around a really long time. Bob Dylan was talking, and that was fine. But now, oh no, it's all new. It's a song we created just a little while. But I'm up here today to try and make you smile. Now, the guy in the blue, he knows how to sing. He was in a choir. That's where he worked on his thing. Louie Louie, oh baby, oh we gotta go now. I said Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Well, you're doing pretty good, somehow singing along. She's sitting in the front, her head's in the song. She's going to the left and back to the right. And I'm up here trying not to give you a fright. Because sometimes people get scared because I get up and I sing this stuff so fast. I'm up here and I'm just trying to talk and I'm watching words come out of my mouth, they go past. But the trick is, you gotta live your life every day. Because this is the only thing, it's the only way left. Keep going. Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. I said Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Oh. It's great. I'm looking around, some people are moving their hands, some are moving their heads, I see some feet tapping, a couple people singing, a couple people are still sleeping. It's mostly the guys who are asleep. Why are the guys always tired? What do? They have a lot of time to sleep, but they're always tired. I'm ready to take a nap now. But I'm going to wrap this up with my big ending. This is a thing I do called karaoke. Remember, I am a trained professional. Do not try this at home. My tongue's bleeding. You're all laughing. That's great. All right. It feels weird. Oh, let's try and sing it again. Here we go. Everybody, look, I'm having fun. Here we go again. I said, Louie Louie, oh baby, oh we gotta go now. I said, Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming down. Please remember you're all living together as a family. Treat everybody as if they are family and your friend. Get around, get out of your rooms, whether you gotta walk, hobble, roll, or be pushed. Get out, move around, talk, play games. I had one lady, I said, what do you do for fun? She says, well, when a newbie runs up to me and says, where's the bathroom? I send her to the other end of the building just to watch her waddle. Remember, human beings are the only creatures on the earth that laugh at themselves. So laugh at yourself. That's why we have a funny bone. You ever notice that? You hurt your arm, everybody else is laughing. When a woman falls down, every man in the room rushes over to pick her up. But if a man falls down, every woman in the room points and laughs. So laugh as much as you can. Laughter makes you feel good. My name is Pedro Kurtz. Thanks for being here. Please take care of each other and have yourself a great day. Show's over. Safe to go back to your rooms. No.
I'll go after you.
Bata pa kasi eh.
Mahirap pala kami sa ano yan, meet sa Hollywood. Lalong
She said they can be ready in 20 minutes.
Coffee.
Oh, okay.
We're going up now.
I have to have trouble.
I would love to go there. any connections you can do for me, that would be absolutely wonderful. Just Perry, I never had a nickname. Never been called anything but Perry. That's why I explained at the beginning that Perry.
He's good.
Different.
Yeah, love me.
That's great. I told my daughter I'm not dying for sister.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
What do I see? Find you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Really?
I walked up, I put my arm around her, and the lady said, the lady points to me and says, "Is this your grandpa?" Bella goes, "No, this is my dad." I go down there, I can see your shows down there. Right. But I can play any crowd. What's going on for children from 4 years to 4 years old. Now my range is 4 to 100.
What's now? Where do you need him? What time?
You got my number? Yeah. I'm ready to travel. I will play any audience. What I say, if they're buying, I'm flying.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Oh,
Robert?
Yeah.
Yes.
He just called and asked if you could go to Joy's
Great
apartment.
once you leave Philadelphia.
Joy is
127?
yeah. Wow.
No, my oldest daughter.
They're up there right now to look at the shower.
Okay. Friend of 8 years. Raising kids. She's trying to get better. But at her age, she's trying. She's doing it wrong or it's not right.
I suppose they're going to their rooms.
Yeah.
Their own rooms.
All right.
Well, there's the coffee room.
All right. All right. It's gonna be hard
Might
to talk to
even
my
put
daughter
some
about this,
cookies
but
in
I'll
there.
try it.
No, you can't have any.
No
She's
cookie
very, very upset with it. Yeah, I've been having very successful bars every single night. I go out every night, sometimes 4 or 5 different clubs. I do a lot
My
of karaoke.
daughter's idea,
And I
so I
do, I
won't
get
get
up and make
it.
some fun. People love it, but I never have alcohol. Because I practice a lot.
What's your schedule say?
Good for you.
That's at 3 o'clock in the Rose Room?
All right.
What's your
Good for
schedule
you. How
say?
long's it been?
Okay, that's 3 o'clock. Is that in the Rose Room? Okay, that's too early to go now.
All right, well, good for you for staying clean, as they say. When you're an Alcoholics Anonymous, they say things in faith.
Oh, yeah.
And I do a lot of shows. for
2:30
Alcoholics
now.
Anonymous.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. They have in Florence every year, they have a
Next.
big festival.
Bingo.
That's 2 or 3 weeks
Upstairs?
later, they get 5,000
Yeah.
people down there.
I'll be done.
Half an hour.
At midnight.
3 o'clock.
After they're done with going to the meetings, they all come and do.
I know. I have one of those really angry ladies. They have one of those.
Right.
They played with years ago. Years ago.
Where's she sent?
Well, I do, it's Alcoholics Anonymous and Al-Anon, which goes pretty much everybody else. Drugs Anonymous, so I work for them all the time a year. And I'm like dealing with the not the program. Why aren't you the program? Because I don't need to stop drinking and I never find
A game day? In here?
That's what you gotta do. When you do that,
Not bingo.
exactly, you gotta make a decision. You gotta know which way you're going. All right, guys, thank you so much. All right,
Where we go.
tell me, give me a call any day. I'm ready to go.
There are a number of games going on.
Right.
Traffic.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I know, they never want you there.
All right,
have to be
well, I'd be
invited.
glad to go down.
Well,
And they can go to my website, they can see what I do.
Well, you go before the
They can
game
help-
starts.
help to make a decision. I'm gonna try and get on the road.
It tells you on the program what time the games are.
Friday afternoon traffic is hard.
It's not today.
Got here an hour, it'll take me 3 to get home.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
today.
usually I think.
No, today we just have bingo. And bingo. So I was on.
Absolutely, plus you guys are great, I can't believe so many people are singing that. When I look up and everybody's singing without me, it's great. Feels so good. All right, dude, take care of
Sit
yourself.
down and just look at the car.
I will. I know, and I'm probably one of them.
Nap time, my rest start between 4 and 5. And then I just turn everything off and
He
I'm.
wants to move the couch.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and you know,
You wanna move the furniture or something? Oh, you're not moving furniture.
yeah, me too, well, we.
Yeah.
I need a
Strong and
little
handsome
push,
and charming.
darling. Ooh, that was good, that was good.
I'm
Thank
tempted
you.
to sit down just so you can pull me up.
Thank you.